Hi, this is Brad Constantine, and this is a podcast recording of the Old Testament. Although this is not an official recording of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, every effort's been made to be as doctrinally accurate as possible. I'll be using for the text the Joseph Smith translation of the Old Testament, along with many commentaries from general authorities of the Church, BYU professors, Bible scholars, and others. This format will be very detailed, and so if you want a deep analysis of the Old Testament, you come to the right place. Thanks for your attendance. Welcome back. This is going to be for Jeremiah chapters 51 and 52. I'm going to do a summary here. I'm going to read the heading first to 51. Judgments and destruction and desolation shall come upon Babylon for her sins. Israel is commanded to flee from Babylon. Israel is the Lord's rod to destroy all kingdoms. As you go down to verse 10, the Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God. And then down to 24, and I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. And 29, and the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. And so you can see here the destruction of Babylon is going to be sure. Verse 60, so Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. So that's the end of that chapter. Let's go on to the last chapter of Jeremiah here in a second. All right, Isaiah chapter 52 is really a summary of the book of Jeremiah. And the heading reads, Jerusalem besieged and taken by the Chaldeans, many people in the vessels of the house of the Lord carried into Babylon. Again, like I said, this is a summary of the entire book of Jeremiah, so I'm just going to read a few verses of this one. Verse 1, Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon came, he and all his army against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and built forts against it round about. Verse 8, but the army of the Chaldeans pursued after the king and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho, and all his army was scattered from him. Then they took the king and carried him up unto the king of Babylon to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. And the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. He slew all the princes of Judah in Riblah. Then he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and the king of Babylon bound him in chains and carried him to Babylon and put him in prison till the day of his death. Verse 13, and burned the house of the Lord and the king's house and all the houses of Jerusalem and all the houses of the great men burned he with fire. And then 15, then Nebuzaradan, that's easy for me to say, the captain of the guard carried away captive certain of the poor of the people and the residue of the people that remained in the city, and those that fell away or had deserted, that fell to the king of Babylon, and the rest of the multitude. So there's a large group of people that remain in Judah, remain in Jerusalem. Anyway, not everybody gets carried away captive. Anyway, that's the end of the chapter. That's the end that I'm going to read this time, and that's the end of the chapter for Jeremiah. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.